Let's take a look at developments from the world of technology. OpenAI is facing yet another complaint regarding its popular chatbot ChatGPT, and this time it's over a fabricated and deeply disturbing story. NOYB, or None of Your Business, a Vienna-based privacy company campaign group has filed a complaint with the Norwegian Data Protection Authority, alleging that ChatGPT falsely accused a Norwegian man of murdering his children. According to NOYB, a Norwegian man was presented with a made-up horror story when he inquired about himself on ChatGPT. ChatGPT falsely identified him as a convicted criminal who murdered two of his children and attempted to murder his third child. NOYB states that the fabricated story included real elements of the man's personal life, adding to the distress. This incident adds to a growing list of complaints against OpenAI, with concerns over ChatGPT's tendencies to hallucinate and generate false information.
All right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and others of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopeful elect. I'm your brother, y'all recall, from Great Millstone, Orlando. And the dystopian future through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai on the left hand that Esau is trying to set up in order for more compliance. All right. Because at the end of the day, with Esau, the elites, their godlike complex, they want complete obedience. You know, that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. All right. I'm going to grab this real quick because I got another video. I'm about to clock out here soon, so I want to get through this, Lord willing. I'm going to go to this in Revelation 18. Because via the technology, again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai on the left hand that Esau has, all right, is real sinister, you know, real diabolical. And as it's been broken down so many times, going into Revelation 13 and 16 and 17. All right. When it mentions particularly in verse was that 16, when it mentions and he causeth all, right? And that word causeth all, or that word causeth goes into the Greek word poeo, which goes into to set up or to make ready. And again, there is a system that's coming. And if you're paying attention, you know, this system is getting ready to transfer over. All right. The spirit had it to where, you know, I've just been getting into the technocracy aspect of things, you know, getting into the technology, you know, news concerning technology and things of that nature, because that is a part of Esau and his power structure. Again, the power that was given unto him. All right. By Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know, that is a part of his blessing. The sword, which are part of his sword, again, his blessing, or excuse me, his technology. All right. He's been given certain of this technology to set up this system, or you read about the image of the beast, which is the system. All right. That will ultimately fulfill Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai's will. All right. And through the power of his technology, he's going to set up what you know as the so-called New World Order. All right. So that's why I'm going to go to this in Revelation 18. I'm going to start at 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, thy mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And Yahweh B'Shem Shai, he has to come speedily. All right. He really has to speed things up, because with the implementation of this MOTB, All right. Um, the scripture said that the Lord would have to speed the days up. He would have to speed time up on the behalf of the elect, because if the unlike certain guys, they make certain faithless statements about possibly being here being here another 1,000 years. If you were here another 1,000 years, and I'm sure you can do the math on it, because that's a whole hell of a lot of generations, But it's a scary thought to even think where we would even be 3 to 4 generations from now, let alone 1,000 years. All right. So Yahweh Bashim Shah, he really has to speed this thing up, man, on the behalf of his elect. He has to the Lord will bring swift judgments. All right. As I just did a previous video going into, with the MOTB and how it's got to be close with the whole talks of setting up the with the CBDCs starting, not starting, because all these pilot tests have been going on. Beta grounds have been going on in different countries. It's just a matter of time before it comes here to America. And this is the groundwork for this digital, or this is more groundwork for this digital technocracy. All right. Revelation 18:11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn for her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble. Because, America is the number one consumer nation. So this is just further proof showing that this is talking about America's destruction. And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beast and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. So that's the 2 points right there, the slaves and the souls of men. All right. Because it's bad enough we're all already enslaved to the bankers, the international bankers. All right. We are property of the international bankers until Yahushua comes and redeems us. All right. But the cherry on top will be that MOTB. And that's why I mentioned the souls of men, because once you take that MOTB, that will be the ultimate form of what they call selling your soul to the devil. All right. The elites, they got you. And this is why there's going to be this major push in ransacking the third temple as they did before. But the only difference is when it comes to the third temple, it's spiritual. All right. But how is he trying to breach the third temple this time? It comes by way of that MOTB. All right. Because we are the third temple. The spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai dwells in the temple, which is in us. We are the temple. All right. Our bodies are the temple. That's why it's important to stay on top of your health, take care of yourself and things of that nature, because we are the temple. All right. And we are the third temple that's being built in the spiritual. But Esau, he's going to try to ransack the third temple all over again by way of that MOTB. And the groundwork has been being set up. All right. The groundwork has been being laid. All right. Again, all leading towards this digital technocracy, this digital warfare, which leads me to this next video. Because I just wanted to use this example of, when it comes to the whole artificial intelligence. All right. And things of that nature. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video.
Anybody could be targeted from. So a lot of people are going to just tie this to political stuff, but in fact, it's not just about this. This is a weapon of control that they're going to try to use against us in mass. And you can see here, just in the month of March alone, we've probably had over maybe 10 swatting events, probably even more than that, because I can't keep up with every last one of them. People are even putting this on their home right now. Showing up to someone's house to be, because of a phone call is infringement. If anybody can anonymously call SWAT and accuse someone of heinous crimes, then all of us are heinous criminals. And these calls, this is a strange thing. Like, nobody can track back these calls, and this tells me the next chapter of society and where it all goes. A week ago, before all this started happening, it was this major outage on X, massive cyber attack that happened. Then, most of the people got swatted was on these platforms, as a matter of fact. And that's strange because that means that somehow when that hack happened, they could have gotten people's names, IP addresses, phone numbers through this hack, and then they were able to either send AI voice hacks to go and do that. But I'm going to listen to somebody's story really quick.
And that's what I say. You know, whenever these systems go down, like Twitter, Twitter just had a recent outage. Whenever these certain type of systems go down, to me, I just look at it as a, some type of I guess you could say hack. This is a time where, information is getting collected. All right, because soon after the, and I mean, it's no coincidence. I know, brothers and sisters be getting all these weird text messages and spam calls and things of that nature because our information is already out there.
Hey guys, it's Sean, my wife Brennan, and I just wanted to give you guys an update. We did just get swatted here in Tennessee. The officer said they received a phone call that somebody murdered somebody in the house and was planning a suicide by cop. So I received the call with that information. We cooperated with police. They were very nice.
They were actually very nice.
Very, very nice. They were not aware that this was going on across the country. Was that, how did you feel about that? What was going through your head when you saw officers in the backyard with guns?
I was shaking. I was terrified. I was the only one awake. He was asleep.
Yeah.
And they were just pointing their guns into the house.
They are trying to silence folks who are not afraid to speak their mind online. And you've seen it happen to so many other people across the country. We're going to do what we can from Tennessee to try and get to the bottom of who's responsible for it.
What I revealed next showed you that there is a psychological objective behind this, because we had them saying in California that there was a swatting call, that it was a hoax. Listen to a few seconds of this and I'm going to show you something else.
Breaking news, a massive police emergency response to Loma Linda Medical Center tonight after reports of an armed individual in the pediatric unit. The massive medical center locked down as hundreds of police officers, sheriff's deputies, CHP, and fire units race in.
All right, enough with the...
Hey, Florida homeowners, did you know that right now you can get paid thousands of dollars up front to put a new AC unit in your home?
Enough with the news crap and what they're saying, because what they didn't say is what I'm about to reveal to you next, because there were people on the ground down there after this, it's just a hoax, it's all called off. Something psychological is happening. And when you listen to this clip right here, if you hear what these people are saying who are inside this hospital, you start to see the picture a little bit clearer.
The shelter in place, they're being evacuated, and she told them that we're on the sidewalk. They evacuated, yeah. And so I said, there are people in place still in the hospital. I'm watching from the sidewalk. They're keeping everyone across the street. I haven't heard anything else yet, though. I feel like I'm in a vomit. They're right there. Where? They're not possible armed. They are armed. Yeah, no. So someone that I was buying said that they saw them. They were seen. Yeah, a lot of people were saying they saw them. Oh, my fucking arm is spasming right now. The guy that was behind me was saying that he was trying to leave the hospital, and the elevators were going by, coming up real quick, they were fucking zooming. And he said when cops came out armed and suited up, and they're like, you need to leave the hospital. The news wasn't here when the shots were fired. This happened before they got here. There's so many comments right now. I'm so sorry, guys. They haven't got him yet. No. Yes, shots were fired inside emergency pediatrics.
What if the swatting is connected to a larger psychological operation experiment? So those people heard somebody and they came out and said, it's all a lie. Check this out on screen. The individual who said he was armed with a rifle and a bomb was hearing voices telling him to kill people at Loma Linda's Children's Hospital. After 2 hours of methodically searching floor by floor, we determined the call was a swatting call. Yet the people say that he was there. Usually these MK Ultra subjects are activated. And why?
And I believe, because again, man, make no mistake about it, because it is a thing of gradualism. Little by little, they got to convince the people that this is for basically peace and safety. This is for everyone's safety. Security, convenience. And they're trying to present it in a way to the public that people will feel safe in taking that MOTB ultimately. All right. And of course, they're going to make it seem like this is something that we've been seeing over the years with the Elon Musk. You're doing his little trials here and there as far as the brain implants and things of that nature. But this is really old technology. All right. This is something they've been had out for decades. All right. At least going back as far as at least the 60s. All right. Concerning this MOTB. I'm going to see if I can look this up real quick. me see if I can look this up real quick. There's something called the I'm gonna just look it up. And this is something you can look up on your own. Going to show you the power, the sinister power and technology concerning that MOTB. All right. See if I can just look this up real quick. And I believe this goes as far back as the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you can look at something called the Jose Delgado effect. All right. Dr. Delgado, going into his experiment with mind control. All right. That's something that you could look into on your own. I would encourage you to. All right. But just showing the point that this is old technology. This is something they've been working on for decades. All right. But now, like I said, they're just trying to present it in a way to the people that is safe, it's convenient. All right. And oftentimes, again, I believe, because it's not far-fetched, you can't put anything past this devil. When you hear about these stories, these people going on these rampage, these offing sprees, these deletion sprees, right? These massacres, oftentimes you hear how, these people that were hearing voices in their heads and things of that nature. These are people that already took the MOTB. All right. Another thing, I mentioned it, but you can look up yourself, because I mentioned it earlier, or the last video, about the MK Ultra, because I said we're all MK Ultra by Yahweh Shem Shah, because there's no such thing as free will, but that is a thing. All right.
Call. Yet the people say that he was there. Usually these MK Ultra subjects are activated. And why, more importantly, would they need to tell everybody, calm down, it's just a fake prank call? And you can look on screen right here. Here's another.
That's why, man, hey, when it comes down to these martial law troops that will soon be patrolling the streets of Babylon, all right, and they're going to be doing unspeakable, abominable acts, man. And, they're not going to have any type of remorse. They're not going to have, they're going to appear like mindless zombies, man, soulless, with the activation of that MOTB, And because I wanted to speak on another thing dealing with the swatting, which this is something that's been going on for years. Oftentimes you see it a lot with these YouTubers and Twitchers, these guys that stream and things of that nature. Oftentimes their information gets hacked, the IP address gets leaked. Someone makes a prank phone call, and oftentimes, the people, their homes get raided, they get swatted. All right. And oftentimes there's a lot of deaths because of it. I remember one in particular, some years ago, some dude, he prank called a YouTuber, or no, he made a prank call about a YouTuber, gave the address. This dude, he was talking about how he was going to delete himself and his mom. He has a weapon and this and that. All right. And he gave them the dude's address, and the dude ended up getting deleted, because they thought it was a real call. It ended up turning out being a prank, and the dude that made the call, he ended up getting manslaughter, because the actual dude that he made the prank call on, he was innocent, but he ended up losing his life, So that is an actual thing that's been going on for some years now. But again, this is all digital, the digital framework. All right. For the digital technocracy, because we are moving towards this. This is what we're moving towards. All right. We're playing on.
Another person. We have one hell of a SWAT unit out here, thankful for their commitment. And they said the people who've done this, they're trying to find out. The more interesting thing is they haven't found out who's doing any of this yet. It's also released into digital warfare. Kash Patel came out saying he was going to address this, and he's saying that it won't be tolerated. Lives are in danger. And then Nick Sorter said, high-level FBI officials visited my father's house, launching an investigation into the swatting incident. Kash is keeping his promise. Thank you, FBI Director Kash. Problem is we have a dual system. If the AI can be used to identify scripted swatting calls by the sound and tone of a person's voice. Good question. Another person was saying this, just a weird thought. What if a rogue states AI hacked X Rumble a week ago to obtain names and addresses of influencers, then deepfake calls to police to swat those
Which
who
makes
oppose
sense.
them or the deep state.
I have not been swatted, thank God, and I just wanted to inform you all of the steps I've taken to try and protect myself and my family. At the recommendation of various folks from social media, I actually went down to my local police station here in New Jersey and said to them, hey, there's been an uptick in swatting across the country, and I just wanted you to know that I am a social media individual with a podcast, and in case you guys get any sort of claims of there being some sort of violent activity in my house, please be aware that it is certainly a hoax, and I'm concerned that I'll be a target of such a hoax because that has been going on with increasing frequency across the country. As I anticipated, they thought I was insane. And
Yeah, because oftentimes a lot of these cops, a lot of these guys that are conducting these SWATs, they don't know what's going on. They think these calls, they're real calls, so they take it serious, Because the example that I use about the one streamer that ended up getting deleted, there's a lot of cases like that, Because like I said, this is something that's been going on for years, as far as swatting, people's information getting hacked, and they get these calls. About, I just, off my family, and I'm gonna, and these guys, these cops, they don't know what's going on. These sheriffs, they don't know what's going on. They think, they take it serious.
they at first I had to explain to them what swatting was, and then why it is that I was talking to them. This was a very awkward conversation. It was very awkward. It was very, very awkward.
People are saying now that they're getting more guarded than ever. And the next steps that a lot of people are saying, even in the chat right here in the comments live, they said, don't tell anybody your location. Well, here's the problem. Some people didn't, and then the hacks into the system, they got the IP address, and that could be some of the reasons why this starts happening. It was an article that came out that AI will hold people for ransom in 2025. Move us into this digital landscape of warfare. And the problem is that once we start moving into this, they'll activate the drones and everything else, and they'll be connected with AI and all the money they spend for this AI infrastructure. And here's something really crazy that I want to talk to you about. They have an avatar of you, and every single person, an avatar, which they then play these games out. I'm not even going to just tell you about it. Let me pull up. It's a DoD program. The military is reportedly planning to build, they already built it in 2008, a virtual world called Sentient Worldwide Simulation, which will mirror real life and automatically follow real world events in real time. Some virtual world scenarios are also used to train medical personnel for mass casualty events. To do this, VR hospital rooms are designed to duplicate actual civilian or military facilities and are populated with individually controlled avatars for nurses, physicians, which interact with avatars of National Guard members. So if they're already doing most of the stuff that we see happen, they already pre-planned, simulated it. They started to get their mass shooters and stuff like that, and they cover it up, say, oh, it was just a swatting call. So what's dangerous about them lying about this?
Do this to get thyroid relief. If no one's ever called you lazy because of your low thyroid symptoms,
Is in the future they can swat somebody's house and then say, oh, well, it was a false call, and the next thing you know, people end up, something happened, like they died or something. It's like, oh, that was a false call. Like, we don't know what happened. And they're gaslighting the heck out of you. You watching this video, what can we do for those scenarios? Keep the cameras rolling. Secondly, that citizen app, you can have neighbors all know what's going on in the localized area so that nobody gets really thrown off by this. Because if they're going to do these mass psychological tactics, it's because they want something to be covered so that they can move. This could be movements for the future, how they're scaling out the landscape, seeing how they can probe through the population to do exactly what they desire with media manipulation. But they can try to lie all they want. We're gonna continue to get the truth out.
So you see, man, because like I said, man, Esau, he wants that godlike he has that godlike complex, and he wants to be like the Most High. He sitteth in the temple as if he's the Most High. All right, this is why, like the scriptures say, the Lord's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Well, hey, Esau, he tries to mimic that power on the left hand. This is why there's cameras everywhere. All right, Jeremiah 5:6. Wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities. Every one that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are increased. So like I said, with the all these cameras, the AI, the drones, Esau again, he's setting up this city. He's setting it up to where, hey, he wants to know where you're at all times, right? He wants to trace everything, all of your movements, your transactions, everything, your heartbeat, everything. He wants to know everything. He wants to be like Yahweh Shai. Where's that scripture at, man? Second Esdras. Because as I always say, man, when that MOTB is deeper than just buying and selling, it goes way sinister than that. It's way deeper than just buying and selling. But as I look for this, I'm gonna play the rest.
Continue to get in. What I've noticed that all the channels that are trying to do this, it's been a huge drop in decrease in views, and they've been like trying their hardest because the World Economic Forum announced 2025 they would try to do all of this to stop us from reporting on these events. So let me tell you what's so important right now. You do to share this out. You get it out as far as wide as possible. You get it to a friend, family, and neighbor, and tell them, look, we got a little community team organized. We're watching each other's backs here. We're making sure that we know what's going on, and we're not just looking at mass media manipulation. Because the more power and numbers we have, and the more that we can see through this, we can shatter the narrative. We can actually build ourselves up. And with the power of God got together with us, we won't fall for these tactics, and we can have plans and be organized and ready. And if you look at the comment section, there's going to be so many people right now giving you just as much information as I'm giving you, and even more. But remember, there's an objective and motive behind this, and that motive, more importantly, is to change and shift our basically psychological viewpoint for some event that's coming. Don't you feel it? Can you see it?
Yeah, and only the prophets can put the pieces together, man. Because Esau, he's working, all right? The scripture say he deviseth evil, man. He doesn't go to sleep without plotting wickedness. He wakes up plotting wickedness. He's just, this devil don't stop. That's why Yahweh Shema Shah has to come and get his ass, man. He's bloodthirsty. He just can't have enough. And if the Lord doesn't come and get him in a reasonable amount of time, there will be no flesh to be saved, man. But 2 Esdras 16. 2 Esdras 16, I'm going to start at 62. Yea, in the spirit of the almighty power, which made all things and searcheth out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth, surely he knoweth your inventions and what you think in your hearts, even them that sin, and would hide their sin. Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. So you see, Yahweh Shema Shah, he knows all things, man. And this is what Esau is trying to accomplish on the left hand. He's trying to know everything. He's trying to have that omnipresence. All right. Like Yahweh Shema Shah, he's everywhere at the same time. And again, this is what Esau's trying to accomplish with his technology, his AI. All right. His drones. He's trying to be everywhere at the same time, Like I read earlier, watching over the cities like a leper, man. He's trying to be everywhere at the same time. All right. You even think a thought that goes against the government. Hey, they could shut your C-hip off, man. And you won't be able to buy and sell. You won't be able to partake in society. All right. So on and so forth, man. But this is the groundwork that's being laid. All type of tests are going on, man. Beta tests. All right. But, the people are so, for the most part, docile, especially when it comes to Jake, because right now they're talking about these astronauts that just supposedly, you had these astronauts that were basically stranded in so-called outer space for 9 months, and they finally made it back home. They finally made it back to Earth. The shuttle they were on, it just landed, I believe, Friday? I believe it landed out here in Florida, if I'm not mistaken, just yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been Wednesday, but I think it was yesterday, So, all type of distractions going on to hide the fact of what's really going on behind the scenes, But Lord, one of this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully,